Hey, this is Jim McDonald. Welcome to episode 116 of the PowerCast. This is an episode that we recorded a few weeks ago. It's a Q&A based on your questions, and it is being played right now because I am on vacation, and Silent Mike is going to be on vacation after me, so we need to bank up some shows, and this is one of them. So enjoy the show because they're your questions. Also, a comment that I get occasionally on the show is that we spend the first few minutes of the show BSing. That's every show, everywhere. This is not a straight up interview show. It's an entertainment show that includes often, not in this episode, but often includes people from the fitness industry who are interesting to talk to. But that's not all it is. It's not just one long interview with this person and that's all. So not everybody in the fitness industry has the same level of comfort with being on camera, and surrounding them with people who have some experience on camera and can be funny and engaging helps them along the way. So every show that has a guest starts with that banter so that the guest can get into the feeling of the show. And no, there isn't any way I'm ever going to be putting a link that sends you to where the interview part starts, because the interview goes on the whole time after the guest starts talking. So just to clear that up so that people understand, I hate to rant, but I'm ranting a little bit, and so this is my rant. So enjoy this show, which doesn't have a guest and could start at any point. Our sponsors for this episode: howmuchyoubench.net, thepowermagazine.com, cavemancoffeeco.com, Shop Compex, Compex USA at shopcompex.com, and Rogue Fitness at thepowercast.com/rogue. Like this episode, share, subscribe to this channel if you don't, and statistics show that a reasonable number of you watch the show but don't subscribe. But if you enjoy the show, why wouldn't you want to subscribe? I don't understand. Anyway, so shoot us a sub, and we'd really appreciate that. And now on with episode 116 of the PowerCast. And I'm on vacation, and I'll see you soon.
Recorded live at Super Training Gym in West Sacramento, California, this is Mark Bell's PowerCast. Alongside Silent Mike and Jim McD, here's your host, Mark Bell.
Hey now.
Hey.
We should thank our sponsors for once. Shouldn't we or no?
Probably not.
All right, never mind.
We did a little bit last time. Right?
Anyway, shout out to Rogue Fitness, Compacts, and Caveman Coffee. We get hooked up with coffee. It's fucking awesome. Rogue Fitness is working with us now, and we appreciate it. And just, we just like to talk about it for 5 seconds just because it's awesome. Well, it's just awesome to have somebody kind of finally on board with us financially, and somebody that has some awesome products. So check out roguefitness.com.
thepowercast.com/rogue will take you there in a way that benefits this show.
Hey now.
We got a bunch of questions on Instagram.
And also the compacts. Have you guys used the compacts before?
I'm using it.
Or are you talking to the users or the listeners?
I'm talking to everybody.
I'm using it pretty religiously.
Yeah.
Trying to.
I use it
What kind of Catholic?
Catholic, yeah.
Kind of you're in Catholic mode.
I'm praying over it. I'm praying the rosary over it. It takes about 25 minutes, so yeah.
I just throw it on my junk and start watching TV.
Throw it on during a Catholic wedding, and you'll burn the whole thing out.
Yeah.
take like 8 hours. Jesus Christ.
I hate to break in here, but Mike, can you check and see if we're actually broadcasting anything?
Oh.
Yeah, what are we
Twitters?
doing?
Yeah. And
I'm on
Periscope.
Instagram, so I'm
Periscope. Real quick.
Anyway, I've been compacting the shit out of my elbow, and it's been helping a lot. Been working on some big benches, and so putting her right here has really been helping a lot.
Yeah, I've been trying to solve this ankle problem, so I'm experimenting with different places to put it.
Your ankle's been wonky for a while. Right?
It's been for a couple months. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You seen us live, Mike?
Yeah, it's opening up. I think. I'm trying
opening up like our butthole.
There's a bunch of people watching. Darcy Womack. I see you watching.
She's a big fan. She's all over the place.
Darcy Womack.
Good job, Darcy.
Proud of you, Darcy.
I'll give you a hey now. Hey now.
Hey.
Did you tweet it? I'll retweet it.
You can retweet it and see what happens. So it auto-tweeted. I didn't tweet it up.
Auto-tweet. I've never heard of that before.
I don't know how any of this works.
Auto-twatted.
No, just when you start, it just tweets.
Oh.
Darcy says
on mine
thanks.
I have to, Darcy's hearing. You hear me? All right, retweet. We're
What other
live.
recovery shit do you guys use? I got a hat tub that I like to use, and that seems to help quite a bit.
I do a Epsom salt bath.
Need
Turn
me to
on
help-
our-
need me to help you with that?
I turn on Boys to Men because because stress is cumulative and also stress is
overrated.
not specific. So the stress
And Boys
mental,
to Men doesn't stress you out?
they soothe my bottom end.
What about a BBC?
That
I don't know what that is.
add to your tension quite a bit. I think.
Make it worse.
Make it worse. Make it a little
That
bit worse.
is
yeah.
possible.
I thought it would loosen you up.
Oh, eventually, but not in the moment. I think
Yeah, they get to. Why are calzones so good?
because it's
That's a huge question. That's
carbs.
like an
Actually-
entire podcast.
I actually disagree.
Oh, well,
You don't
hold
like
on.
them?
Yeah.
No, I like calzones. Don't get me wrong. If a calzone's in front of me, I'm going to eat it. But pizza's better.
I would rather eat a pizza. Yeah,
Yeah.
Here's
for sure.
there's
It's about
some,
ratios.
Yeah, it's
There's
too
some
much
problems with a calzone. Number one is if you're at a pizza place and you order a calzone, normally the calzone takes a lot longer than the pizza.
That's correct.
That is a fucking problem.
Yeah,
and a half.
bullshit
probably.
reason number one.
Because then you got to watch other people eat pizza. Or your other option is to be really fat and order both the pizza and
the calzone.
That happens at Chicago Fire a lot. A local restaurant here, one
You
of
know,
the
your
best pizzas.
calzone's going to take about
Yeah.
45 minutes. You're like, fuck you.
Yeah. What are you going to say? No, never mind.
Yeah.
No, you always say sure.
They have that pizza too that has the meat inside of it. Or
Yeah,
whatever,
like
too.
stuffed or deep dish.
stuffed pizza.
Yeah.
That thing's amazing,
Yeah.
but that takes a long time too.
All right, Mark. What is the best part about
I'm not done with
having?
calzones.
What's the best part about having a vagina?
We'll get to that in a second. The calzone and the vagina are actually very similar in terms of their maintenance levels.
They are, and and how they're formed as well. You know, there's this. You know, like if you turn to
There's a lot
calzone
of
up-
folds.
Yeah, there you go.
Crevices?
There's so much skin going on down there. What's going on down there, ladies?
I don't know.
Skin game.
There's a lot of things that like pull apart and put back together, and they do seem indestructible. Anyway, the
We're still talking
calzone.
about calzones, right?
When I would fuck a calzone in a second. Yeah.
American Pie, American
Bart,
calzone.
on a YouTube channel, Bart was asking people if they'd rather fuck their sister or fuck an animal, and I guess nobody responded. And then somebody new came into the room. You know, they're just like, "Oh, I'm not going to answer." And then somebody new came in the room, and he turned on his camera. He's like, "Hey, fuck your sister and animal." The kid responded. And everyone's like, "Oh, you're so gross,
You
Just
pervert."
Put him on fucking blast.
That is gross.
Either one's gross.
Either way, you're screwed.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
buddy.
I heard a
But-
Marry Fuck Kill that I liked the other day. It was Marry Fuck Kill ice cream gelato froyo.
Oh.
I think that one of those is going to be easy for the two of us.
Yeah, I'll kill froyo.
Kill
too.
all three of us kill
Yeah.
froyo.
Mary gelato. Fuck ice cream.
Fuck ice cream.
Yeah.
I could go either way on the other two,
Yeah.
but absolutely kill.
They're arguably too
Froyo.
similar.
I'm in the middle of booking CT motherfucking Fletcher.
Texting him right now.
What you guys know about CT Fletcher?
Nothing at all. Who is he? What is he doing?
He's a black guy. He's jacked.
Screams.
He's jacked. He's tan.
Screams at people.
Yells at people. Anyway, back to my calzone. So
Yeah, you're on your midway rant.
Yeah, no, I was in New York a few years ago. It's rare that I get a chance to go back, but every once in a while. I don't even know why I call it going back anymore, because it's not really back to anywhere, because I'm here now.
Yeah.
Like, this is my home. So if I'm going back anywhere, it'd be to Cali, going back to Cali.
Like a biggie?
Yeah.
I know you're going.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, I went to a pizza place that I used to frequent, and I saw they had calzones, and I was like, "Holy shit, they got calzones!" I was like, "I gotta order one," and my brother got all excited. And then when the guy came over, we ordered the calzone, and the guy's like, "You want a regular calzone, or you want those fried?" Me and my brother looked at each other and went, "We're like fried." That was
That's fat.
fucking amazing. That
That's
shit
really
was really
fat.
good. So calzones are amazing. The reason why they're so good is because they have multiple cheeses in them.
Is that an obvious thing? Like a calzone
Yeah,
innately
yeah.
has
It
multiple
has
cheese.
ricotta cheese and mozzarella cheese.
Oh.
That's the definition of calzone.
That's in my world.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know either. That's just,
And then,
take
so
a
what was the
second
question about my vagina? Why does it smell so good?
What's the best part of having one?
Oh, the best part. The best part of having one? Oh, I don't know. It's a better option than my wiener and my balls because they're just flopping around. They're kind of in the way.
You can't. It doesn't hurt when you sit on it.
You know what I notice is a lot of the guys in here are always poking at their junk.
Yeah. And
I don't know if that's an athlete thing.
But I don't really fuck with my shit.
Yeah. Sometimes like in boxer briefs, you got to move her around a little bit.
I feel like my underwear is comfortable. I mean, every once in a while I got to pick my ass. I got a big ass.
So you just got to pick it.
And my ass will swallow up my fucking undies no matter what undies I'm wearing. Every pair of underwear that I own turns into a thong eventually because my ass is so big.
Yeah, it just starts getting
ass so fat. Let's make a baby.
Make a baby. Yep.
But yeah, my ass is causes some problems. But yeah, the best part of having a vagina is that it's not as much in the way. But the worst part of having a vagina is the maintenance. I gotta wax that thing.
Yeah.
Mike is really specific with what I gotta do with it.
Yeah,
I
can't smell.
I gotta powder it. The thing needs to go through a fucking car wash every day.
Probably should.
I mean,
what if they had that? I know a bidet is kind of like that, but what if you could just like walk over something and then
like
your
a
balls,
little car wash for your pussy?
Yeah, your balls, your taint, and the backside all get cleaned. You just walk over it like it.
Yeah.
It brushes it or it soaps it.
The best
brushes
place to have it would be at
dries
the airport.
And you just
to
exactly.
get freshened up.
Oh my God, yeah. A long day flying.
You know the shoe cleaners.
How
they
fast
have at
can you
golf
smell
courses? It's like a bunch of bristles, and you just kick your cleats on it. Something like that, but for a little softer.
Yeah,
you
don't want to bleed.
How many?
So you use your foot to start this thing?
No, it's
like
just
you're fucking Peyton Manning calling out an audible.
Kind of. That's what you look like, but it's literally just a brush that's stuck to the ground, and it's really hard bristles.
Hey,
so
how about this cleaner? Kind of looks like our belt squat machine.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Right. That's what I'm.
Yeah. So you get down like it's got a hip thing. You get way down low.
Well, what about the
fucking
dildo seat in Burn After Reading? Have you seen that movie?
No.
George Clooney, Brad Pitt.
No.
George Clooney's like I forgot what.
It's a
very
CIA conspiracy kind of movie.
Yeah, kind of. But then George Clooney's like big secret is he has this weird chair that has a dildo that moves around in his basement for some reason.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of weird.
About.
And then Brad Pitt's like a gay trainer. He ends up getting shot in the face.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert: he ends up getting shot in the face. Anyways, next
dildo seat. You're onto something, Mike.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's like a bicycle, I think, and you pedal and then it like slams you. Mexican food or sushi?
Sushi, but only alternating with Mexican food.
So that's a superset.
Yeah, superset of sushi and.
Yeah, sushi is if you don't like fish, you're kind of screwed. I know some people that just don't like fish, and then people get all upset. And people that like fish get all upset. They're like, "Oh no, sushi's great. You got to try this." But some people just fucking don't like fish, which is.
I like sushi, but I don't really like to cook fish.
Yeah,
I need flavors going on.
I won't cook any fish at home because it's just kind of gross. It makes the house like stink.
Yeah,
I had to kill that because I think.
But I like sushi over Mexican food. Mexican food is good, but I don't know. It just kills my stomach worse.
The only issue with Mexican food, I love Mexican food, but every dish pretty much tastes the same.
It's the same few ingredients combined differently. That
one, unfortunately, my favorite like Mexican food is like most of the bullshit, the chips and the and the like a quesadilla. Oh my god! I mean, I love burritos. Good. I like all that shit too. But there's really like enchiladas are good. But
enchiladas are pretty good.
Fucking quesadillas are amazing, and all this is fucking flour and cheese.
Didn't you just try to get a grilled cheese the other day?
Yeah, from Starbucks. They have
Never
amazing.
had one.
Yeah.
No, it's really good. It's got like some sort of weird grain bread, and I know I'm like
I kind of like grainy bread.
I'm like a little fat kid.
Yeah.
I eat that like twice a week. So good.
That's pretty fat. How do you deal with the stubborn poop that just won't come out?
Oh, those are tough when you look like a dog on the front lawn. Trying to
exactly. Trying to
take a shit.
trying to pass an elephant.
So the way that I deal with it, at the Slinger Mansion, we have specialized toilets. The toilet seat actually starts in close, and then you push a button, and it folds. It goes outward and upward.
And spreads your cheek holes.
And it's a butt spreader. Yeah, it's a butt spreader.
Idea.
And then all you got to do is kind of shimmy back and forth a little bit. You get a little washing machine dance going, and then your dingleberries are.
It's weird. All our questions are about poop.
Yeah.
I'm going through about 300 questions.
I wish that was true.
The next one is...
oh, wait. What's that poop thing? You put your...
Potty squatty. Squatty
potty.
Yeah. That's a really good invention.
That's a great invention.
Yeah, it's really
it's like literally shown to like help you poop more.
Yeah. And they're cheap.
Yeah.
They're like $15 or something.
Yeah, it's a
I
great.
need to buy one.
I need to get one of those.
I guess you're supposed to be well below parallel when you take a shit.
Talk about a good sponsor for this podcast.
Squatty Potty.
Squatty
Got to get
Potty.
that IPF down.
I got people on YouTube complaining that we talk too much about poop, but you know
did
what?
they?
Yeah.
What are they going?
I think they're a minority voice.
How mad are you when you wipe and you can't get the b-hole clean?
It's like a magic
swiping a
marker.
marker.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. Yeah, that's on a TV show. The guy talked about it. Yeah, you just keep. I don't know. You know, I don't know what's
baby wipes.
one of the problems is you can't see anything that's going on down there, and so
Thank God.
you're just throwing. You're just
Thank
throwing
God.
some fucking.
I would rather have it. Leave it to my imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever just say "fuck it"? I'm clean enough.
Yeah.
go.
And just go on about your day.
I do, but I'd
Fuck
be
this,
going in the shower afterwards. So
Yeah.
then I was like, oh, I'll deal with the
Now, see, I
leftovers
feel
there.
like if you're a girl, you can't do that. You can't be like, yeah, that's good enough.
Yeah, that's gross.
No, yeah, a girl can't have like
Girls are
skid
gross.
marks and stuff. They gotta really take care of their shit better than us.
Yeah.
Baby wipes help.
They do. That's what. That's
Yeah.
You guys into some baby wiping?
every once in
I
a
actually
while.
don't.
Yeah.
I don't baby wipe.
I have baby wipes in every bathroom in my house usually.
I'll keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Next time at your house.
The question's at
Yeah,
me.
just emergency. Gotta use the bathroom.
The question's at me, but we can all answer it separately. It's from our man Jordan Wong, the Asian squatting
Oh.
sensation.
Yeah.
He said,
Oh, Mr. Wong.
he said, Mike, what'd you do before working with Mark? But we could all probably say Mark. Like, what'd you do before super training?
There was no life before super.
Pretty much nothing.
Yeah, no, I didn't do a whole lot. I was a bum.
Gym before super training?
I did consulting before super training. In fact, I did through the beginning of the super training time.
Yeah. Mine was working full time at a gym, training people and selling gym memberships. And that was also during the time and coaching high school basketball. Fuck
And you
that.
worked for a
I
lady
did a
that
lot.
sold dildos or something, didn't you?
I trained a lady that did passion parties.
And you were a stripper at one of
she
these
t-
parties.
she-
Just tell us the
She
truth.
taught you how to suck a dildo, not really sold them.
Is
Maybe
this how
she
you
sold
learned how to
them.
dance?
The truth is, I was a stripper.
I heard last year from our good friend Drew Conavero that he actually got hired by somebody that knew him
For a party?
To be a mold?
a couple of them,
Cock mold?
a couple of like bachelorette parties.
Yeah, I don't think I could get naked in front of a bunch of people.
He get naked.
Yeah,
He'd
but
get
panties,
naked.
I don't really want any of that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like to keep my clothes on.
He just put on a little bit of glitter.
I said it was. I understand it was pretty funny. Let's
Here's
just say
the
it was-
question of the hour.
It was.
I'd have him in high heels. I could picture that.
Yeah.
How long are your
Shout out
dicks?
Drew.
How short are they is actually the better question. Yeah, how long they are. I think we would be running a completely different show.
It's not
if
as
they were,
not as schlong as a schlort.
Who's your
Yeah.
favorite pre-2000, so I'm guessing is at 90s, 80s, 70s wrestler?
Oh.
Was The Rock? The Rock was pre-2000, yeah?
Yeah, well, no, not really.
Then no, I don't. I didn't watch it. I was too young. I didn't really.
Rock's dad.
The Rock's dad.
Yeah, the Rock's did
That-
yeah.
that's
Rocky,
my-
Rocky Johnson.
Yeah, Rocky Johnson. That'd be my favorite.
Yeah, I don't think I really watched wrestling before that.
I mean, you got the Ultimate Warrior. You know, you got Macho Man. You got Roddy Piper. Fuck, man. You got Mr. Perfect. It's a real battle between some of those guys. Obviously, you have like Ric Flair and stuff. I know Ric Flair is like just gone on generation after generation, but I gotta go with the Macho Man because Macho Man was pretty goddamn big. He was probably a good 220, 230 pounds, 6'1" or 6'2", and he was super athletic. And I mean, he's going off the people just think wrestling is wrestling or whatever, and they don't really understand how difficult it really is. But Macho Man's coming off that fucking top rope every single night. He did a lot of other shit where he'd end up outside the ring and just a lot of really athletic stuff that was just over the top. And then in terms of character and gimmick, nobody could fuck with Macho Man. He was a fucking king. He was just on another level. Go on YouTube and check out some of the Macho Man's promos, and you'll quickly see what a fucking stud the guy is. I mean, he went on Arsenio Hall, and he went on David Letterman. He went on all these different shows.
All
and
in character?
He was always Macho Man, and he was always that way, even when he's backstage with other wrestlers. He was like yelling at people and in gimmick pretty much 24/7. Cream rises to the top.
What were you all like in high school?
I was still gay.
The sames?
Yeah, it's high school. I don't know. I was a relatively okay student, probably not a great student. I was involved in theater a lot. I didn't really do any sports stuff because my knees were fucked up.
He's so weird.
Yeah,
We're watching Macho Man clips.
On
I had never seen this
YouTube.
till Mark sent it to me like last year. He's so weird.
He's pulling out the little things of cream. He's using props. What about sports? Any sports, Jim?
Nope.
That was me.
Nope, I didn't ever really play any sports. I loved baseball, and I actually kind of tried Little League one year, and my folks decided they didn't really want me to do it. So it was the same kind of thing where, some organizations are good and some suck, and then what was available to us sucked.
It wasn't very good.
Yeah, and then kind of after that is when my knees got fucked up. Once I started to actually grow, my knees were screwed up for years.
Did you meet your wife in high school?
I did meet my wife in high school.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we weren't together in high school.
She go to
though.
that
We were
same high
just-
school?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we were just friends in high school. She graduated like a year early, so she was out 2 years before me.
She went to Jim and said, "Yeah, we went to the same high school together." He was like, "Really? I don't even know. I never even noticed. Never even thought about it. Never crossed my mind."
We were in the same group,
Yeah.
Same group of friends.
Same
and
group
stuff.
of friends and stuff. Yeah. My high school was kind of interesting in that like there weren't as many divisions between like
Wasn't like cliques really.
Yeah, it wasn't so strong that way, except maybe like cheerleaders or whatever. But like we had a lot of friends that were football
This
players. We had
Manteca.
East Union.
Where's
It's
that?
in Manteca, but it
Oh,
wasn't.
okay.
I mean, there at the time there were 2 high schools. I think there are 4 now. There
Was there sort of white and black? Like, is there like a white area and a black area that
very few
culture?
black
or
kids.
no?
Very,
Yeah,
very.
yeah.
It's like Cowtown, yeah.
Yeah.
Or rural
we
out
had
there.
a lot of Hispanic, a lot of
Where my parents grew up in New York, it was like, and they met in high school too, or even before high school. But where my parents grew up, it was like, it's in New York, but there's like Peekskill High School was all black, and then they went to Hendrick Hudson High School, which is just all white. It's just, but they're literally like right next to each other. There's no difference between the towns. It's just one's black and one's white. It wasn't even necessarily that it was like segregated or anything. It just was that way.
It just that was that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. With mine, we had a lot of Mexican kids. Some of whom were the kids of migrant farm workers, so they were there part of the year, but not the rest of the year, which was a bummer because you get to be friends with somebody and then they'd be gone.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't see them again for another year. There was an Asian component.
Right.
A lot of Portuguese families had farms and still do in that area. So anyway, yeah, we were like I was involved in theater, but like jocks did theater and
So there was some crossover.
there was a lot of crossover. It was it wasn't super segregated in that way. You know, I
that's
mean
cool.
everybody kind of knew everybody. It was my high school graduating class was like 250 or something.
That was
Were
more than
you,
my entire high school.
Were you always into technology, even though there was a lot less of it back then?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I was just from the beginning.
Music or anything like that to go along with theater, or not really?
I was in band for a long time. I was never any good. I just could never learn to read music. I can.
These chicks don't even know the name of our band.
The reading music's not very fun.
Did you have to do music in Waldorf?
Yeah.
Did you play an instrument?
Everything. Name it, I played it.
Really?
Cello, trumpet,
Skin flute.
piano, skin flute, drums.
Yeah, I played trumpet. I was just not. I was
Reading
just not
music is
very good.
really fucking complicated once you get into the fucking
My son knows
depths
how to
of
do
things.
all that shit.
Yeah,
I don't
it's complicated.
I don't understand him.
You get into
He's all smart and shit. I'm
different
like,
keys.
I love that moment when you realize that they are capable of things that you'll never be able to do.
No, it is great. It is really cool.
Hulk just fucking slammed the
Yeah,
fattest security guard. Who's that fat guy?
Akeem the African Dream.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Nadeem.
Nadeem. Yeah,
Nadeem the African Dream getting fucking plowed.
yeah. We're just watching some old wrestling while we're doing this.
The
This is
Hulk.
fucking great.
Macho Man.
For me, high school, I don't know. I was kind of the same. Like people don't ever even believe me when I say this, but I'm like super quiet actually. And you guys have been around me enough to kind of see at least some of that.
Yeah.
There'll be days where I say 7 words
Yeah.
the whole time I'm here. And sometimes, sometimes I'm like frustrated with something else, but most of the time I'm not even mad or anything. I just sometimes just don't talk. And that's just kind of a byproduct of just the people I've been around as a kid. Like my brothers, they always talked a lot, and I learned to listen. I learned to shut the fuck up and listen.
Yeah.
And then also, it was part of kind of playing sports was to listen and to be able to, apply whatever the coach was telling you and that sort of thing. But high school I played some football. I did some boxing, did some track. Basically, just everything was evolved around sports, and that's about it. I wasn't necessarily like chilling with the cool kids or anything. I just didn't care. My school did have a lot of like cliques and stuff like that. I'd go to parties here and there, but I never drank in high school. Was not a fan of it. Still not a huge fan of it, but I'll do it here and there. I guess that's pretty much it. I started lifting when I was fucking like 12, and so lifting was always a part of everything, and that was always consistent. I'd usually lift after school with some friends. Just went through a lot of different training partners over those years, but that's about it for me from high school.
There's another question: what everyone's favorite drink is? Alcohol of choice.
Oh, alcohol of choice.
Oh, booze?
Boozing.
Glenlivet Scotch is really, honestly, my favorite. But I lifted weights in high school. I just didn't play sports. I mean, I could squat, and that didn't hurt my knees for whatever reason, but running was
Always
terrible.
killed you.
Yeah.
I loved basketball, believe it or not.
Really? Oh.
And that always crushed my knees. But I played it like just recreationally. Yeah. You know. What was the question? Oh, drinks?
Yeah, I guess favorite alcohol?
I like wine. I like red. I usually red wine, but I mean, I'll just drink here and there. Like I guess usually just if I'm with my wife. Like if we go out on date night or something, I'll have a drink or two. Occasionally, like when we have a family thing, and there's just kind of quite a bit of family. Because like I mentioned earlier, I'm quiet, and so that's having one or two drinks is a great way to make me not seem like an antisocial prick, who just wants to be off in the corner for whatever reason. So,
that's why I just don't go out.
Yeah.
So I don't want to talk to nobody. Just stay home.
I don't want to talk to nobody.
I'm on a talk show, but I don't want to talk to anybody.
That's very true. Do you fold or crumple your toilet paper before you wipe your shit?
Fold.
Yeah, I'm not like very organized or anything. Like I don't fold my clothes well or anything, but I fold my toilet paper very well.
Who crumples it?
I don't know.
I never understood how that was supposed to
People
work.
are in a rush. I don't know.
So what do you make, a big wad?
Yeah, I guess, and just wipe your butt with a wad.
Yeah.
Maybe this guy does.
I don't know. Wiping your asshole is like, it's so much more complicated than it should be.
That's why I think bidets are. I don't know why they're not in America.
I have no idea.
Baby wipes work pretty good, but they're not really designed for like a bigger ass than a baby. It's like you need like man wipes. You need like a bigger surface area to really get that thing clean. The only real way to get anywhere is to just get right in the shower.
Yeah.
And just to get a detachable shower head.
Without
a detachable shower head, you're kind of screwed too. You got to really get in there.
Maybe you could do a handstand.
Yeah. Fire hydrant or something.
Yeah. Not a bad idea. Bart and Gio, I think, are really trying to suck up to us. Bart asked a question. I said non-fitness related, but Bart asks, will powerlifting ever make the Olympics? And since we said non-fitness,
Mr. Bakwan.
we're not even going to fucking mention it, buddy, because I said non-fitness, and then Gio in the post says that we're the only ones that matter because I said we didn't have a guest. Well, Gio, we're not going to take your fucking bullshit compliments right now.
Yeah, you don't need to patronize me.
Yeah,
we know
don't want that shit.
Let's answer that stupid question.
Worst. Oh, you want to answer Bart's?
Yeah, let's answer that question because
No, I don't think it will.
I got something to say about it. I think no as well.
Yeah,
and I don't think it should either.
Yeah, first of all, I don't think having powerlifting in the Olympics would necessarily do a whole lot for it.
Yeah, our Olympians right now in other sports don't really get paid.
No,
unless you're Michael Phelps and you get on the Wheaties
There's a
box,
lot of stuff that's in the Olympics that no one gives a flying fuck about. Yeah. And people sometimes only care about it for some sports like figure skating. They only care about it during the Olympics. But I don't even think powerlifting would boost up that much more attention for being in the Olympics. The only people that it would actually be cool for are some of the select few powerlifters that were able to make it to it, like some of the guys in the IPF. But it would be a bigger deal within the community than it would outside of the community. And if the point is to try to make it more mainstream, that's not going to be what works. No, the ship has sailed, as far as powerlifting getting more mainstream.
Shit has sailed.
That could have been done years ago through magazines when that was kind of the only stream of media. But
what sports really have gone from like nothing to mainstream?
Yeah, CrossFit.
I wouldn't even call that mainstream. People know the name, but like people don't like it.
Like,
No, I mean, CrossFit.
I wouldn't even say skateboarding.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's
I
on
was gonna say
ESPN.
skateboarding.
If it's on ESPN, does that automatically mainstream? Because I don't watch it.
No,
You know,
but-
the
but
football typical American sit on Sunday, watch football all day.
Yeah.
That guy doesn't watch CrossFit.
Here's
or,
mainstream to me. Mainstream to me would mean that you're not on ESPN, but you're on SportsCenter. To me, that's mainstream
Yeah.
because
yeah,
So
and then
like,
they just got onto SportsCenter.
yes,
Yeah.
Very
skateboarding will be on
recently.
SportsCenter once a year.
Right.
CrossFit once a year when
Right.
the winners got on there.
Yep.
I mean, I don't think
right,
that
and
counts.
UFC worked so hard for so many years and so many months of it being banned and all this other shit.
Yeah,
Dana White
UFC's
did
done a good job.
And now like they'll have like an interview with Bones Jones on ESPN on SportsCenter because there's so much demand for it.
Yeah, but not to take away from UFC, but UFC only made it because boxing was really popular in whatever 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. If there was, it's so related. There's nothing like powerlifting.
Right.
Obviously, there's weightlifting and CrossFit.
But no one cares about that either.
If weightlifting was really fucking popular and on ESPN all the time, then powerlifting would easily ease its way in there. But right now, there's no one to lead the way, and powerlifting's not going to do it.
Right.
Yeah, I think that like skateboarding though, I think it's a bigger deal than that, just
For
because
sure.
of the amount of skateboard related products and clothing.
And there's
lot of
names,
revenue.
and
Lot
there's
of money.
names people know.
Right.
You know, I always say like mainstream or a household name. People use that term, like
yeah.
whether like your mom will know it,
Oh, there's people really
and people
famous
know
for
who
that.
Tony Hawk is.
right. But
So-
well, maybe just him though. I mean,
Yeah, maybe
Right,
there's
right,
Rob
right.
Dyrdek.
Yeah,
Who made it
Rob.
to MTV? I mean,
Yeah.
he made it. That's mainstream to me.
Yeah,
Rob
yeah.
Dyrdek's mainstream. I don't know if skateboarding is.
Well, definitely you take the top 5 skateboarders, and they're well ahead of the top 5 powerlifters.
And if you go
in
skate,
in terms of money earned,
Right.
for
Yeah.
sure, there's no question there. And then in terms of popularity, I just don't even think it would be
so
close.
surfers probably too.
Yeah.
in skateboarding and surfing as a hobby is for sure mainstream. As a sport, might not be. But your mom knows what a skateboard is. You got to explain to your mom what powerlifting was when you first got into it.
Oh, yeah,
your
of
mom
course.
had no clue what a deadlift was.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Right.
but you say skateboard, and everyone's mom knows. Oh, 4 wheels, board. People write it.
And if you're talking about Olympic weightlifting, if it were really really mainstream, if powerlifting were to follow it, then people wouldn't understand that either because
Right.
nobody's putting a weight over their heads.
Right.
And
You know?
there's so many people that don't even know that powerlifting is not part of the Olympics.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Or that
You
it's
know?
not the
It's
same
only-
thing as Olympic weightlifting.
It's in the Special Olympics and Paralympics, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Fish food or tonight dough?
Never had either one, so I can't
Really?
really comment. Yeah.
Oh, they're both so
I'm
good.
going tonight dough.
I'm not
Fish
a-
food has too much chocolate for my personal taste.
I'm not a big Ben and Jerry's guy. I mean, I like it, but I don't.
yeah.
That's not my favorite way to go.
You look like a big Ben and Jerry's guy.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I need to drop about 20 pounds about right now.
When are you coming to the UK?
Never. Fuck you.
Well, there you go.
I've been to the UK. In fact,
I've been there before.
I'm probably coming back next year.
He's coming back, ladies and gentlemen. Jim McD.
Like I think maybe Northern Ireland and Scotland next year.
I think
Maybe.
there was, no joke, 2 questions about crumpling or folding your toilet paper.
That's a big thing. I don't understand
I've
that.
never
Like,
seen that question, though.
like
You always see,
fold.
like, the 100 ducks or 100 horses or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck question.
Duck-sized horses or horse-sized ducks.
Yeah. What are your goals in life? That's a little deep, buddy. Let's not go there. Pizza or donuts? Let's go there.
Pizza or donuts? Oh, pizza all day.
Yeah, pizza's so good.
Yeah,
Pizza
probably
all
pizza.
day. I could give up donuts tomorrow. Although when someone brings them to the booth, it's hard not to eat them.
I just want to point out that women, the 8.5, we're up to 8.5 female listeners that listen to the show.
It might be down to 5.5 because Katie and Lauren might not listen after they've been on.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Well, and then the other females might get jealous. It might be less.
So it might be down to 3.5.
Or our stats may show that it might triple.
It could. We could be
might
up to 30.
Yeah, you never know.
We should run a ladies only like a Twitter
But I was just going to
contest.
say, ladies, you are fucking fat. This is a good way for us to get more listeners.
This is a hot topic too. There's fat shaming going on.
No, these girls are you're way fatter than you can even possibly understand. Because if I post a picture, I could post various pictures of all different kinds of things that you would think some females might be interested in.
You
Like,
shirtless, you
it could-
pantsless.
Well, it could be any guy, right? Who's in good shape or whatever. Could be, I don't know. Could be all kinds of things that you post on your Instagram, or whatever. I might even post like a cheeseburger or something. But if I post up a photo of dessert,
Yeah,
it's
they're
liked
fat.
by so many fucking
It's
women.
food in
and they
general.
all share it. They
Yeah,
all
it's food
share
in
it. They're like,
general.
"Oh, Katie, look at this." they at their friend and they show their other friend. So you ladies you're not necessarily so fat, but you're too fat.
When are the slingshot belts available?
I think we have about a month or so worth of
wait time
stuff on that. Maybe almost 2 months because there's still a little finalizing to do. But the knee sleeves are basically here. So.
I'm gonna read in the exact words that they did. When y'all coming down to Texas?
No.
Somebody pays us.
Texas would be good.
I don't know.
We'll go to Texas eventually. It's not too far.
Flexes from Long Beach to Texas?
Yeah, I'll go to Texas eventually. Why not?
Sexist hoes want to get with this? Isn't that something?
I don't know.
Yeah.
How to
What a
find a
song.
bay. I don't know how to find a bay. Like a B-A-Y, you could probably just find some water, but I think he meant like a babe, like a girlfriend.
Oh.
Like a
Any advice there, Silent Mike?
before anyone else?
How about
learn how to dance.
How about dance moves?
Learn
Does
how
that
to
help?
dance, it might help.
Yeah, that was one of the questions. When are you
It
guys
might
gonna have a
help.
dance off? I think Mark can't dance, so I think that's maybe the answer.
It
to
might
that
help.
question.
It might help.
I already
the girls.
lost.
Yeah, he's already lost.
Mark can rap, though. We'll just go on tour together. I'm 6'9" and want to be a power lifter. Will there be any issues? No, buddy. Just fucking do it. It's like people talk about like
We're sorry about your bench already.
well, it's like I want to be an
Wow,
astronaut.
6'9".
Well, it's different, like I want to be an astronaut, but I have bad vision. Like, no, you cannot be an astronaut or a
Right.
pilot. But like powerlifting, bro, it's not important. Anyone can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's actually what's great about powerlifting is everyone possesses the ability to grow and to get stronger.
Yeah,
Right.
we just
Well,
had
do you want to
Paul-
be a power lifter or do you want to be a really great power lifter?
world record holder might be
Yeah,
tough,
it may
buddy.
be
You might be
tough.
better with strongman, but we had
But can you do powerlifting? Fuck yeah.
we had Paul Rivera. I can't say his name. Rivalia in here, messed it all up. Lane Norton's homie.
He was a good 6'4",
Ravella.
6'5", right?
He was 6'4", 6'5", and his torso was probably that of like a 7-foot guy.
Yeah.
His
And he
torso
was-
was ridiculous.
He
And
was deadlifting around 500.
he deadlifts about 5. He benched 4, not here, but in his past, and then squats about 450. But his squat, he gets so roundy and bent over because his torso is
so-
just
so
so
long.
long.
Yeah.
But he's still doing it.
Also, you might just have to build up a certain amount of size. I mean, I think Brian Shaw is 6'8".
Right.
Chris Spiegel at Westside Barbell benches over 600 pounds, and he's 6'8". I mean, some of these people are actually pretty goddamn big. Kirill Serkev, over 700 pounds on the bench, is around 6'5". So
Yeah.
That's wow.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he's a fucking savage. I mean, those guys are the exception to the rule.
Right.
They built themselves up so much over a long period of time.
You
but-
have to count on putting on a whole lot of muscle.
Yeah, if you want to be good, if you care about being lean, then it might be a little harder. But of course, you can power lift. Take your time with it, and
Yeah,
just
and
realize that you're a lot different than everybody else.
worry about your numbers, not everybody else's.
Worry
numbers.
about you. You do you. I'll do me.
What everyone bench in high school?
Oh, high
I
school?
benched like 385. I benched 385 like the last day of high school. I wanted to bench 405, and I didn't quite get there, but I did bench 405 that like same year, but I didn't do it. in
Doesn't
high school.
count.
I know I'm off the team.
175, 185, something like that.
I think I benched 275.
Damn,
Wow.
son.
Yeah, I could bench like a motherfucker, and now I can't.
No, you can't.
And that was, of course, bouncing it the fuck off my chest. and
Oh,
everything
yeah,
else,
it's
but
a lot of
whatever.
cheating
Yeah, no
going
one
on.
cares. What is your worst experience when meeting a fan? I still very reluctant to say I have any fans, but any like a subscriber.
Oh,
or
just
listeners.
own up to it. Just own up to it.
I don't think anybody's been that weird. I mean, nothing weird yet.
Not bad. I don't think anything is bad.
Some people smell terrible.
Yeah. It sometimes it's just uncomfortable because if they don't know quite what to say, I haven't had so much experience with it so far that I know what to say.
My worst experience is sort of more general in people thinking that they know me.
Yeah.
Which is kind of just sort of weird, and it's fine. Whatever. I put myself out there, so I'm on the front lines, and I deserve whatever the hell comes along with that.
Right.
But people just like poke at me, or they'll like hug me, and I've never met them before, and so that's awkward. And then people smelling bad is actually really just disgusting. Like,
So take a bath.
people are
everybody.
super fucking sweaty, and they're, like their hands are all sweaty, but in general, it's all good, and that's sort of why we do a lot of this stuff, is to
Right.
have people to actually listen. So I'm not going to be a dick about it, but it is weird to
But
have
take a
somebody.
shower.
it is weird to have somebody come up and just be like, "Hey," and just give you a big old hug. You're like, "Oh,"
unless you're a hot chick, right?
That's weird.
The funniest experience like that isn't really so much someone who was a fan, but it was definitely somebody who felt like they knew me better than I knew them by a whole lot. The guy who was the primary editor for Bigger, Stronger, Faster saw us all so much on film every day, and he felt very, very comfortable with us. And I remember at the premiere, he was a little hammered.
I think
came up and gave me a big hug and like, "Cubby," and I was like, okay, I wasn't really quite prepared for that. Cool guy and all that stuff, but I just wasn't prepared for it.
I think that's the attraction to podcasts and YouTube is that they do know us. There is no script. Maybe some podcasts are scripted, and few YouTube pranks or whatever are probably scripted or whatever.
Just don't fucking touch me, right?
Yeah, the majority of it's not. Who is the fattiest fat that you ever fatted?
The fattiest fat that I ever fatted?
Yeah. I don't know. I've never fatted anybody. That could probably be.
I have no idea what that means.
Yeah, it could be defined the worst way. Let's just say the fattiest fat you ever knew.
Yeah.
I would say that we had a guy in here for a while who was. See, we're used to people
large and in charge.
We're used to people.
Well, we say fat all the time. We used to text each other and just randomly say, "You looked fat today," even when on days off when we didn't see each other.
Right, exactly.
Or we'd say, we'd text each other and say, "Hey, are you really going to wear that shirt today? You look fucking disgusting."
Yeah.
Even though we didn't see each other for the day.
Right.
And fat is a word that we fattertons throw around, but one of the some of the fattest people in here. Chris Ramos is like, he'll get so bloated that I always kind of refer to him as like the fattest guy to ever walk through the doors, even though he's like, even though he's not that heavy.
Yeah.
You know, he's like 200 pounds or whatever, but like he gets so bloated that I would consider him in that fatterton category. Treston Scholl is just fat and disgusting.
Yeah. Dick Lickerson
is fat.
He's up for a nomination.
But we have one that takes the cake. Probably shouldn't take the cake because of diabetes.
You should put that cake back.
Yeah. But we had a guy in here who trained a few years ago, and he Jim Stein. I mean, this guy was well over 400 pounds.
Yep.
It's not Big Roy, by the way.
No, it was not Big Roy.
Oh, that's who I had mine. I never met him, but that's what I was thinking.
We'll get to Big Roy in a second because Big Roy is an amazing person. But anyway, this guy, he was bench pressing. He was a pretty strong person, you know. Even though he was 4 bills, he can move around pretty good and throw around some weight and stuff like that. His own weight and then some. So this guy's bench pressing, and he drops his wrist wrap. He drops 1 wrist wrap. He was wearing 2, and he drops 1. So now he's just down to 1 wrist wrap, and he looks at the ground, and he looks back at me, kind of looks side to side. He realizes I ain't going to fucking pick it up because I'm pretty fat at the time, too. He goes, well, looks like I'm just training with 1 wrist wrap for today. He wraps his wrist, lays down on the bench, and starts benching. I was like, oh, wow. So the wrist wrap remained underneath the bench press for the entire workout. At the end of the workout, he tried to fish the other wrist wrap off the ground with the other wrist wrap that he had in his hand.
He's trying to grab it with the Velcro.
He was trying to get the Velcro to attach and
like
to grab
carnival
it.
game.
And he finally did catch it on there. It took him like 10 minutes. And when he did it and pulled it up, he had the fattest freaking smile on his face I've pretty much ever seen. It was pretty amazing.
Now, understand that no one helped him or offered to help.
Yeah, no, we were just watching the whole thing unfold.
I had actually forgotten about him until you started the story, but the person I was thinking of was someone who was, we're used to fat guys being strong. We had a guy who was fat and was
fat and useless,
also very, very, very weak.
Oh,
yeah.
So this is a good one. People think that Konstantin Konstantinov invented the high belt, but we actually have evidence that
we do.
Do you think these people? Because this is before my super training time. Do you think these people listen to the podcast? Would these be people that might?
It's a possibility.
Last time I saw the first fatty fatterton that lost his wrist wrap, I saw him on a bike over near Arden Mall, and I was like, "Good Lord, he was still the same fatness." So I don't know what he's doing, but anyway, this other fat guy. He would put his belt, he would take his belt. His belt must have been, I don't know, as long as I am tall. It was probably like fucking 70 some odd inches. You know, I'm like around 6 feet tall if I'm lucky. And he'd have this thing, you know, around his waist for like for deadlifting and stuff like that. But his circumference of his body was so large in the middle, he was shaped like a barrel.
Yeah.
And then he didn't have any chest. Like he only benched like 185. It was crazy. But he weighed over 400. And he would take his belt and he would stick it underneath his tits, like when he was in between sets, just so it's
Let
like
it
kind of
rest there?
just so it's like out of the way. And it looks so gross. But he was this is one of the fatter moves I've ever seen. He would take a chair. This old guy, actually, this is pretty funny too. This old guy, who's probably like mid-60s, brought a chair into super training, and everybody laughed at him. Remember that?
Right.
Everybody laughed at him. We're like, "What the fuck? You got a chair?" He's like, "I like to sit down, but in between sets." He got this like Mexican kind of accent, and everyone's like, "Okay, whatever." Then everybody started using the chair all the time because we're all fat. But this other guy, he would take the chair and he would line it up. Right with where we got our water from, the water bottle thing, and he would sit down and like load up his canteen to get water out while he's fucking sat down.
I think I saw Treston do that once.
Yeah, it's
Treston pulled the chair over just the water fountain.
Yeah.
Instead of
it's a
squatting
fat
over.
move. Oh, and furthermore, there's a lot of fatties to get to here. I was at Westside Barbell, and when I first got to Westside Barbell, there was a guy there by the name of Tilt. Tilt got the name Tilt because he like broke his leg when he was a kid, and he fucking walked
One-sided.
all slanted. You know, he had like a leg that was all busted and weird.
Gangsta lean.
Yeah, the guy did like 1,000-pound good morning or something. He was like kind of supposed to be the second coming of like Paul Anderson. Kind of looked like Paul Anderson. But this is kind of like my first introduction to this kind of powerlifting. I was already powerlifting for a few years, but while I was at Westside, I started to see all kinds of shit that I'd never seen before. And I saw Tilt doing some lat pull downs, and he's like going kind of crazy on it. He's got the whole stack on there. He's kind of getting a little body English into it. The goddamn lat pull down looks like it's going to flip over. But as he's doing his set, something falls out of his pocket, and I look at the ground. And I'm like, oh my god, I think that's a fucking Snickers bar. Then he gets up off the lat pull down. And there's like a empty bag of M&Ms like out in front of him. I was like, oh my god, he's like eating fucking candy like during his workout. But yeah, Tilt used to come in with fucking McDonald's and all kinds of shit. He was disgusting.
That's how it was like when I first came to super training. There was always like donuts on the reverse hyper at the front of the door. Now there's not much.
Yeah, everyone's just being so. Yeah, well, everyone's secretly fat now because people bring in donuts and nobody eats them. I'm not eating like that.
Then on their way
why
out
are they
the
like
door,
that?
they grab a donut.
Yeah, I ate it
car.
right in front of everybody.
I don't know. I don't know why.
Piece
they
of
like that.
shit.
If you're gonna eat it.
Would you rather? This question doesn't make much sense to me, but we'll fucking go after it. Would you rather be only able to pee once a week, regardless of liquid consumption, or have to poop every 30 minutes? I would easily rather only pee once a week. Why would you want to poop every 30 minutes? That makes no sense.
Consuming.
That makes
I was
zero
late
sense.
This morning
that's
pooping.
that's a clear like. Who in their right mind would want to poop
Who is
every?
this guy?
Should we call him out?
Yeah.
Behold my recovery. What the hell are you talking about, buddy?
Well, if you poop that much, you're gonna have problems with your bunghole too.
Oh, could you imagine? What about toilet paper bills?
All the wiping.
You'd have to get it reupholstered.
All the
your asshole.
all
Yes.
the hippies will come after you for wasting all the trees on the
Your
planet.
balloon knot will be blown out, stretched out, blown out.
All right.
Your brown eye will be black.
So gross.
Yeah.
Question for each of you: what inspires you on a daily basis?
Inspires me.
That's such a hot topic. Everyone always asks like motivation
Everyone always
or
gets all weird.
inspiration.
Everyone always gets all fucking weird about it.
I think people think we were talking about this off air, I believe, but like what success is or what greatness is, regardless how you want to define it. If someone thinks you're successful or whatever, that you have more motivation or inspiration than other people, which I don't think is necessarily the case.
That's necessarily true.
There's definitely people that have made it because they have a chip on their shoulder and they want to prove something. But I think there's people that made it just because of luck. There's people that made it because of brains. There's people that made it because of this. There's people that made it because of that.
And people often make it in spite of problems that they have.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
there's a million reasons to.
Sometimes because.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a million ways to be successful, and there's a million reasons to be successful.
well, you
A
know,
million ways to define it too.
Yeah.
a guy I've known for a long time who had a New York Times bestseller a couple years ago, just published this long blog post about how he's been battling with depression since he was a teenager,
Yeah.
off and on, and like at the time that things that should have been at their best, he was at his worst.
Yeah.
And like, you know, if you succeed under those circumstances, you are overcoming, and it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with inspiration at all.
You know, if you have a 9-to-5 job and you are able to provide for your family and go on vacations and enjoy those vacations and all that kind of quote unquote normal stuff, that can really be some great stuff for people. People
Yeah.
are really satisfied and really excited about that stuff. And I think the world that we live in now, people have a hard time of being of feeling gratification from that or feeling good
Right.
about those kind of things. I got plenty of friends that just, you know, they like to go like fishing or hunting, and they just absolutely just love that. They love to be able to just have enough money to just have a job that provides them the ability to go and do that.
Right.
And they're and then you know, they have a kid or two or whatever it may be, and they can they don't necessarily love their job, not living like with passion like everyone always talks about. I think that's like a false hope. I don't think everyone can do that, and I don't think everyone cares to do that.
Yeah.
Because I think people can pour their passion into all different kinds of things, whether it's their children or some of their hobbies. And there's a lot of places for it to go. You're not going to really ever have a life where it's completely free of things that you don't want to do.
Right. My wife is a nurse, and there are any number of nurses, because of the 12-hour shift schedule and stuff like that, they can work 3 days a week and then they're off. And if they plan their days off just right, they can be gone for a week or more traveling. And they do that kind of job because the salary is good enough that they can travel wherever they want. They don't own houses or whatever.
Certain days off.
Yeah, they put their priority on experiences. And so
Right.
they go out in the world and they experience different
Yeah.
places and different things and different people, and that's what their life's about.
Yeah, typical success is big house and driving a Ferrari, but
Right,
that's not
right.
what everyone wants or needs.
Exactly.
Well, and trying to be great can be maddening. You know,
Right.
trying to be successful can really make you fucking crazy, and that's why a lot of times people are kind of crazy that do reach some of those things.
Yeah.
There's going to be a
Sacrifice.
There's going to be a fucking breaking point at some point. You can only handle so much shit in a given day. But to answer the fucking question, inspiration should be found everywhere. If you open your fucking eyes, you can see it all around you. It's kind of everywhere. So you don't have to be too corny about it or anything, but there's a lot of people that do a lot of great things that you may not even really think of or notice. But if you pay attention a little bit more, you'll kind of see it more and more.
Yeah, I agree. People always talk about like the only way you'll make it, whatever making it is, once again, is if you have internal motivation and internal inspiration. I totally disagree. I was lucky enough to have one of the best coaches ever in high school, and he just taught me like life things, you know. And one of his things that got him excited about life was inspiring people and finding inspiration everywhere. So he'd show us videos or articles or pictures before practice or big games that had nothing to do with basketball.
Right.
I think around that time I was in high school, there's a big story of that young teenage chick who was a pro surfer, and she got her arm bit off and continued to surf.
All right.
So he had a big poster of that in his office, and he'd talk about that to us all the time. Like, can you believe that? This chick's 15. She's going to be the best surfer
And
of all
things
time,
like
and her
that
arm
are-
gets bit off. That's inspiring as shit that she gets back on that board and
Right.
does what she wants because she can still do it. Maybe not to the same level, but she could still do it. And that's like inspiration to me.
Things like that are super cool because they're so black and white. It's so obvious. You know, somebody has cancer and they overcome it. You know, our buddy Furious Pete is going through his second bout of that, and like, how just cool is it and how heroic is it for him to fight through it one time, you know, and to see him, trying to be as positive as he can when he's really up against it, you know. But those situations, again, they're very like black and white. There's a lot of things going on with a lot of people that you may or may not know about all the time. And those things are, I mean, the guy who drives a fucking garbage truck, the guy who's consistently, waking up every day, doing the same thing that he may not actually love to do, but he's doing it for other people.
Yeah, going back to
reasons.
Pete,
You know?
Pete is actually fighting. Everyone says, and I'm no way talking bad on anyone that's ever had cancer or whatever they've tried to do with it, but everyone says, like, oh, they're fighting cancer, they're positive or whatever, but Pete's like the definition of it. Like that motherfucker is going through radiation on Friday, hops on a plane at Friday 2 p.m., gets to the Olympia Saturday because he knows there's people that want to meet him.
Yeah.
Like that's talk about fucking fighting. Like that guy's doing. Maybe he wants to too. I'm sure he likes to meet people.
Yeah.
So part of that's fighting to me too. Like he's doing whatever the fuck he wants. He just put up a video. He was skydiving or bungee jumping or some shit.
Yeah.
He's going. He's working out every day still
He's got
because
his
he wants
bucket
to.
list going.
Yeah, he's just going nuts. You know, like he's doing whatever the fuck he wants to do, regardless of a situation.
Well, you know, I mean, not to put a downer on it, but you know, my best friend was diagnosed with cancer. It was back in 2007, and he was supposed to have 20 years plus, and he didn't. He didn't respond to any treatments at all. He was the most positive person I've ever dealt with about this stuff. He was really sure that he was going to beat it, and it really, really clobbered him. And I think that Pete's taking the right approach, man. If you be positive about it for sure, but also don't think that you just are, that you have it wired and that you're going to be necessarily okay. Do those things that you might not get the opportunity to do.
Yeah.
And I think, look at my parents who also died of cancer. They put so many things in their lives off. Like, well, we'll travel after we retire. We'll do this, whatever. Well, they didn't really get to retire like that.
They get a chance to do it,
Yeah. I mean, there isn't any point in not just in just pushing things off and not just trying to suck the marrow out now, however, whatever that means to you,
And people have just so many different interpretations of all these different words and stuff. People talk about strength or being strong, and again, it can sometimes be corny to say be strong throughout your whole life, but the dedication that it takes to get to the gym and train when you don't always, I don't think people understand, you don't always want to do it.
Yeah.
There's a side of you that loves it.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how it always gets done. But, you want to try to carry some of those experiences into other shit that you're doing, whether you're passionate about, cycling or fucking mountain climbing or lifting or whatever it is, try to have that passion pour. Maybe you're just super passionate about doing stuff for your kids, but try to take that passion and have it pour into something else. You'll be more successful. You'll probably have more fun doing it.
Yeah, I think passion's way more important for overall
than
success than maybe not inspiration, but motivation. And those maybe are my definitions. I think you have to be self-motivated, but you don't have to be self-inspired. And you have to have passion. Like Mark said, passion drives everything. So if your passion is to give your kids a good life, then that passion, you'll find a fucking way to make money or do whatever it is to have your kids have a quote-unquote good life. Yeah. Or if your passion is to deadlift 600, it's going to make it, rather than motivation. Like if you have to watch a Pete Rubish deadlift video every single day to get yourself in the gym
and have your pre-workout,
you're not going to make it. You're just not going to make it.
Yeah, for the long haul, because you're looking out. Yeah, you're looking outside for inspiration. I think too that you can kind of choose how you want your life to be. You can choose.
That's a good word. Yeah, you got choices.
Yeah, you can choose to be positive. You can choose like with the cancer scenario, you can choose to be positive about it, or you can choose to feel like a victim. Does it always affect the outcome? I don't think it does, but it affects the quality of your life while your life goes on.
Right. The more positive you are, you'll have other people around you, and there's definitely some research that shows, some people, not that being positive can beat cancer or anything like that. I'm not trying to make that stretch, but just having more people around you, having more people be supportive can usually help with just about any illness, just because just the way we feel is a big part of all the other operations that are going on in your body. But there's just a lot of different places to draw inspiration from. You look at, at our gym, we have Ryan Spencer, who, works at the Capitol building, has, more than just a 9 to 5. He's, working probably, in some cases, probably 60 hours a week, certain times a year. He's just, basically working all day.
Right.
And then he's got 2 children, and then he's coming in here and he's deadlifting fucking 600 pounds.
And he's not young.
Yeah,
he's old.
He's old and he's short.
42?
He's old.
He's an old little fuck.
42 looks not a year past 48.
He looks like he's 57.
He's
but like, you got
handsome fella.
He's a handsome little leprechaun.
you got somebody like him, and on the other side of the gym, you got somebody like Bryce Hansen, who is that his last name?
I don't know his last name.
You were correct.
So
I
you
didn't
got
know.
somebody like Bryce, who is on the other side of the gym, who doesn't have a fucking leg anymore.
He's 21, 22.
Got in a motorcycle accident, and that was fucking that. So, it doesn't always have to be somebody who has a very clear thing that has happened to him as a tragedy. You can find inspiration in all kinds of different. Look at Jesse Burdick, single dad of twin girls, and then he's working as a trainer, making things work as a power lifter. He's inspiring other people and stuff. I mean, there's stories like it's everywhere. Just open your goddamn eyes.
How big are your arms?
My arms are huge. There we go. Sorry.
Almost as big as CT's?
No.
CT's got some
No,
big
my arms used to be a lot bigger. I haven't been able to hold on to them.
Oh.
I can't train them the way I used to. I used to be able to train them like crazy, but now it just fucking hurts.
17 for anybody that's asking. Not Mark.
Damn, yo.
That's the biggest they've ever been. I'm also fat at the moment, too, so that doesn't hurt.
Yeah, mine are about 17s when I'm chunky.
Chunky monkey.
College educated?
Not very much so.
NBA.
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 That's all we got. All these questions suck. You guys suck.
A bunch of dumb questions?
I mean, they're all
From
right.
our fans?
Yeah, who would have thunk?
Well, let's see.
What else we got here?
See if any you passed over that.
You said
I'm
something
sure
about
there's
being
tons.
successful, too. I know that kind of ties in with some of the other shit that we talked about. But, just to kind of reiterate, like, you have to... Whether it's you just wanting to start a YouTube channel or have a bigger Instagram following, or maybe you want to just lift more weights and you don't care about some of those other things, whatever it is you're trying to do, you have to try to figure out exactly what it is that you want. And you have to be able to understand that yourself and even try to make other people aware of what your goals are and what exactly it is you're trying to do. Because that ultimately is going to be what defines your success. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to end up? Where do you want things to fucking be is going to be a crucial part of you being like, if like I'm trying to do a 600-pound bench, it's like, all right, well, you just put that out there. I want to do a 600-pound bench. And how do I be successful at benching 600 pounds? I work really hard and I try to bench 600 pounds.
Yeah.
Whether I fall short of it or not, I mean, so what? I still end up with a PR, right? But you have to try to figure out what it is that you want. What are you trying to work towards? And then take the correct steps to work towards that each and every fucking day.
Yeah, John Anderson talked a ton about all that.
Yeah. Yeah, and so did Lehman, and so does Stan and a lot of people. But I think, success doesn't have to be this like wide-based thing of being like wealthy and smart and having a hot chick, and it doesn't have to be 25 different things. You can start out with one thing, work towards that. Start out with another thing, work towards that. You just got to kind of take it one goal at a time, and eventually you'll get there.
I think you can gauge your emotional age based on what you think success is. Like if you let other people define success for you, then you're not as emotionally grown up.
Yeah, you're probably not very mature.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's probably true. This is a strange question. I don't have an answer to it, but I'm amazed that somebody asked it. What's the most impressive Lego structure you've ever built?
Yeah, I saw that.
There's 50 pounds of Legos in our guest room closet right now because my kids built so much shit when they were kids.
I was into Legos, not that into it.
My son built some cool shit, but I never got into it.
What if you could see any sporting event, past or present, to go to, what would it be? That's not bad. Yeah, I'm guessing they're saying live.
Yeah.
In person. I'd probably go see Jordan play or Muhammad Ali fight.
Yeah.
I don't even like boxing, but I would like to see Muhammad Ali fight.
Muhammad Ali fight.
Or even a Muhammad Ali press conference would probably be cool.
Yeah.
That
would
would
be cool.
He'd be hard to argue against Ali.
Yeah.
I got to see Jordan play. I got to see Bo Jackson play. I got to see Charles Barkley play.
That's
I
pretty
got
good.
to see Larry Bird play.
Yeah, never saw Larry, never saw
I got
Jordan.
to see a lot of pretty cool shit. So, but yeah, obviously like fucking Muhammad Ali. I never got to see Tyson.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would have been fucking.
You ever
dope.
been to a big boxing match?
Not a real big boxing
No.
match. No,
I've never been to a live
I've been to a
fight.
big UFC thing, and that was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, big UFC would be cool. Ronda Rousey would be cool if we're talking present.
Yeah.
Ronda would be pretty cool.
Rendezvous Rousey.
Rendezvous Rousey.
What else we got? Anything else?
Those questions sucked. We got maybe CT Fletcher coming. That's all we got.
Best and worst drunk stories.
I don't think I've been drunk enough. Like to have good stories.
Yeah, I don't have great drunk stories, I don't think. I do remember my friends got me hammered for like my bachelor party, which is super tame and lame, but I just remember just waking up with a lot of mustard all over me. I don't know how that happened. They wanted to try
Chances are it was probably hot dogs or something.
Well, they wanted to. They told me later they wanted to feed me because I was hammered, so they wanted me to like have food in my stomach. So they just gave me like a sandwich, and they said every time they gave me the sandwich, I'd fucking throw it across the room, like "fuck you guys." And so I don't know. I could have woke up with worse shit on me.
Exactly, this is true.
Could have been some bukkake going on.
Yeah, it could have been a lot
I woke
worse.
up in a new bukkake. Is that a song?
Yeah, that's it.
No.
Personally, I figured out very early on that just did not make sense for me to get drunk because I have the blackout gene. Like that's part.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's part of being like an alcoholic. If you have all of the genes that go along with it, I just have the blackout one. So it's like, hey, you know what? Not having any idea what I did is not my favorite thing. So I just had to back off.
That happens
that
in
whole
Incredible
thing.
Hulk, doesn't it? The original Hulk, didn't he forget exactly
He would
what the
forget
hell?
exactly what the hell happened. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
God damn.
There's a bunch of superhero movies coming out, I think. Superman versus Batman.
Yeah, what's the deal? Why are they so pissed at each other?
I don't know. I don't really care. I'm more excited about Star Wars.
Mm.
That's all that really matters this winter.
Yeah.
So
is that January or December?
I think December.
Have we talked about Machete Order yet on the show?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, it's a way to watch the 6 Star Wars films, except only 5.
Oh, yeah.
You watch.
I don't know if maybe you posted it.
Yeah, I think it's on
And I read
on
it.
my Facebook.
Yeah, I read it.
So it's 4, which is the first one that actually came out. 4, 5,
2, 3.
2, 3, 6.
Yeah.
Skip 1
I
altogether.
kind of read it and it kind of made sense.
Yeah, you pretty much get
Which
rid
is-
of Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah. I actually
you get
don't
rid of-
mind Jar Jar.
You get rid of
Faggot.
midichlorians.
Yeah, which actually I like the concept of midichlorians.
Yeah, nobody else does.
Yeah. Jar Jar can come and go.
Come on, Jar Jar Binks.
He's all right. He's funny here and there. And then
He's the worst.
it's good though because my girlfriend has never seen any of them. I don't think. Maybe she saw the 4, 5, 6 a long time ago.
You have a girlfriend?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
And so, and of course, I'm going to the new one.
Right.
I'm a
So
big
you should
fan.
do. You should.
So
do
we
this.
might do that. Yeah.
Well,
and see what she thinks.
Will, who was on this program a couple months ago now, and his girlfriend just did it the other day, and
Yeah.
they said it was awesome.
Yeah.
The thing about it is that you can see that Luke is on a path to the dark side,
Yeah.
and then you flash back and you see how
His
his
dad
dad
was very
went to the
similar
dark
path.
side. Yes,
Hmm.
and then it resolves where they're both redeemed at the end. Spoiler alert.
Luke's dad is C.T. Fletcher.
CT could be the voice of Darth Vader.
Oh yeah, easily.
He could be the body of Darth Vader.
What if he was the Darth Vader
Hey,
in the
now.
new movie?
He could be.
He could be.
He should do our intro.
Yeah, if we get him up here, he'll for sure have to redo it. He's the best. It's
I
got to
s-
be him, Stone Cold, John Anderson, someone like that.
I still think that the crossover between Lane Norton and C.T. Fletcher would be the best. It's still your motherfucking macros.
Yeah. CT's out of his mind.
He's awesome.
He is awesome.
All right, I think we should fucking get out of here. What do you
Yeah,
guys
I
think?
should get out of here.
I'm ready for
All
a
right,
nap.
Bo Jackson. I know you're out there, buddy. So
Dream
you know,
guest.
My people,
Bo
yeah.
Jackson.
Well, let's get Bo in here. Ronda Rousey, Kobe, LeBron, or Jordan. I know you guys
and
have connections there.
JJ Watt.
JJ Watt.
What?
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 JJ Watt. Yeah, we should get some JJ Watt.
That'd be sick.
Anyway,
He's
multiply
naked on
your
the
hustle,
cover of Men's Health.
Multiply your muscle. And I'm at Mark Smelly Bell on Instagram and Twitter. And may all your shits be tapered.
At Silent Mike with 2 Ks on the Instagram and Twitter and YouTube's Silent Mike on 95.
I don't want to leave. Goodbyes are so hard.
Someone, Paul asked on Instagram, who cried first when Lane left?
Probably Filipino Thunder because he had to get up so early to let him
Yeah.
squat at 7 a.m. I'm Jim McD, STTV on Twitter and Instagram. Follow the show on Instagram at Mark Bell's PowerCast, Facebook.com/SuperTrainingGym, Periscope, which what the fuck is up with Periscope? It seems like it doesn't work right lately.
Man,
And
it's just
Twitter
kind of a piece of shit.
at STJimSack.
Never waste a boner. Never trust a fire.
Never trust it.
Mark Bell's PowerCast is a production of